Week 5 of posting weekly until I buy myself a bike. A journey I started to reignite the flame I had lost. So, let's start. First, let's talk about what I did last week. I worked for around 19 hours last week. I know, pretty low. Then I did 2 lead code questions out of the 8 which I had decided, which is pretty bad. I half completed my React Redux tutorial. I haven't started the project of using React and Tailwind CSS, and I published the essay on greatness. So this is what all I did. Now, what mistakes I made? First of all, the most important mistake I made was not working for 2 days straight. Like 2 days I went to college and I was just so drained on those days that I didn't work at all on those 2 days. So that was my biggest mistake, and that was part of the reason why only 19 hours a week I worked. So that was one major mistake. The second mistake was that I was reading too much this week. I got hooked onto Hercule Poirot stories by Agatha Christie, and I read two entire books. First one being The Death on the Nile, and the second one being Five Little Pigs. So that's what also part of a reason why I wasn't able to work as much, and because I was reading a lot of the time. And the third mistake which I made was that I was not waking up early, and part of the reason was that I was not sleeping early. So this was a vicious cycle. Like, first of all, I woke up late, then I had to work late because I woke up late, and then because I worked late, I had to sleep late, and then since I slept late last night, I would wake up late. So this has been a major recurring problem in my life for quite some time. I still remember that in my J days, when I used to wake up around 5 or 6 in the morning, and I used to usually, when I went to coaching and met my friends, I had already studied 2 to 3 hours, and it gave me a great momentum for me throughout the day because I had worked in the morning, and so I was much more likely to work throughout the day. But nowadays, when I'm not going to college, I usually wake up around 8ish in the morning, and that leaves me very little time before breakfast to work. And that's why I'm not able to work as much as I used to in the morning. And one major thing which I also noticed is that my brain works at a far greater frequency in the morning than when I'm working in the day or in the evening. So that was a major thing which boosted my creativity, because at the morning I had the most amount of what I would say willpower. In the morning I had the most amount of willpower. Like, if this was my willpower bar, it was the highest in the morning and it dipped throughout the day, as it happens with humans. And when my bar was at its highest in the morning, I had a lot of willpower as a consequence, and thus I was able to work on the most important things in my life, the most important work which I needed to do. I was able to accomplish that. But since I'm not able to work as much as I want in the morning these days, I have to wake up a lot. I have to make it up a lot in the evening or at night, and those are the times when my willpower is pretty low. So that's also a thing, that my creativity has gone down. Why? Because those early hours when no one is there to disturb me, when no one is there to call for me that need do this, need do that, go freshen up because the breakfast is ready. Like, there is nothing of that sort. Then my mind really used to work great. That's also one major thing which I think is my mistake, and I can entirely fix that. One also a major problem with waking up late is like sleeping late, and sleeping late is because I like there are reasons why I sleep late, and what are those reasons? Like you can think it as of a consequence chain. Like I wake up late. Why? Because I sleep late. Why do I sleep late? Because as I said in my previous videos, I had started a new habit of walking every night for around 30ish minutes. And then I also have to read for an hour. So those two combined makes about 1 hour 30 minutes. Then the whole nighttime routine of cleaning my face, doing my journal that okay, this is what I did today, this is how much time I studied, did I play guitar today, did I work out today, and all like making a checklist, filling the checklist of the things I did in the day, and then also deciding on the things which I'm gonna go do tomorrow. Like tomorrow I'm gonna make this great video, I'm gonna publish it, I'm gonna do two lead code questions, I'm gonna work on my Redux tutorial. Like all these things I have to decide. So it takes about 2 hours, like the entire nighttime routine. And I've loved reading a lot. Like in my life, after gym, books have been my greatest friends, and I just love them. And so I can't really abandon them anymore. It's not just that they give you a lot of knowledge. I really like reading right now. I'll now really like reading, and it's just one of those cases. Like when I started the gym, I wanted to have a great physique so that people respect me more. I respect myself more. But over time, that dropped. That portion of that part of me that wanted the approval, it's still there, but it has dimmed down. And now I go to the gym because I really like it. And even though I've been so inconsistent with my work, I've not been inconsistent with gym. I still, if I've decided that today I have to go to the gym, then by hook or by crook, I will go to the gym. Even if it's at 9 p.m. in the night, I will still go to the gym. So even though I have been so inconsistent with life, I've still been consistent with gym. And reading has been the second friend of mine, which I really like. So yeah, these are some things which are little nuances of life that as you get older you understand. Now, for the learnings I had this week, they can be summed as major revelations which I had just today, but they was brewing like coffee throughout the week, but I was finally able to crystallize them today in the shower as usual. So what did I learn this week? Apart from the obvious things, I learned that the older I get, the more warmth I seek. The older I get, the more warmth I seek. Like right now, I'm writing an essay on the topic love, and I when I think about love right now, I don't want that communication which I wanted those years back with a girl, or I don't want to have as much as a connection or bond, if you must say so. What I want is her physical presence, a physical warmth which a human gives. You know, like when you are sitting by your friend talking in real life, the physical expressions, the warmth, the heat which radiates from his body or from her body, you can feel it. Like that's much more important. That gets much more important as you get older. One, like I still remember there was a day when I was lifting in the gym like normally, and there is this older guy. He's like 22 or 23 at the time, and he also used to watch anime, and I also used to watch anime, and thus we both would kind of talk about anime a lot. And once I asked him that you watch anime on which site, and he told me that he doesn't watch anime alone. Like he watches people react on anime episodes. So this gives him a feeling of that, oh, they're watching together, like him and the creator who is reacting to the anime episode. And that's when this thought began to hit me, that as we get older, we start to seek the warmth. A part of us still wants to be independent and to have no dependence of any kind, but still a part of us wants to have that feeling, to have that heat come to us from other people, to have that laughter together. And it's really important. And the second thing which I learned was that in a world of detached people, learn to be the one who attaches oneself to things. And because that's the beauty of life. That's how we live life as humans. Like nowadays, young people, all the 19-year-olds, 20 years old, 21-year-old, like we start to believe that, oh, if we get attached, we get hurt. So if we don't get attached, we won't get hurt. Like that's simple consequential thinking, right? Cause and effect. But think about it. If you never get attached to something, wouldn't that make you a miserable person? Like that's the thing. Like if you want to think about it, you can reframe it as, oh, if I never try, I would never fail. But if you never try, when will you succeed? So that's the dilemma which people just try to ignore, like they don't even think about it. And I was one of them. I prided myself over the fact that I was so detached that whoever came and went in my life, came and gone, went in my life, it had no effect on me. And that was great in some senses because it gave me a sense of emotional stability, but the joy of life was missing. I felt empty a bit inside. And that's why I think it's very important to be attached to something. And to something, by to something I mean it can be a person, it can be a thing, it can be a craft, it can be a non-living object, it can be some other relation, it can be a cause. Like for Hitler, it was the rise of Nazi. For Elon, it's the making humans a multiplanetary species. For Jobs, it was building great products. For many of the hardworking teenagers, it's the gym. So you need to have something to get attached to, because that's when you don't have to force yourself every day to do the thing which you need to do. Because the people who really succeed at something in life get the people who succeed at something in life don't see that something as work. They see at something as their cause for living. That, oh, I'm alive to do this. I'm alive to make other people happy. I'm alive to make this great movie. I'm alive to make this painting. I'm alive to have a world level physique. I'm alive to make humans a multiplanetary species. I'm alive to do this thing, to attach myself to this cause. And this is where the beauty of life shines, because then it's not mundane. It's not just completing a bit of tasks that, okay, today I have to do this, and then I can do whatever of the fuck I want. It's not that. Life becomes much more energetic, much more enriching, and much more beautiful when you attach yourself to something. And this is what I've started to feel within myself, that with time I've attached myself to gym. It's not just a place, it's where I can be someone I want to be. It's where I can shut down the entire world. I can just listen to the music I love, and I can do the exercise, do the thing which will ease my mind out of its suffering and will help me long term. And the same thing is with reading. So that was a major realization which I had, that in order to be great at something, you have to learn to have fun with it, to have an attachment towards it, and not just monetary attachment or materialistic attachment, that this is the outcome this activity will give me. Okay, the gym will give me a great physique. Okay, reading a lot will give me great knowledge. Okay, painting will make me a great painter. Like all these things, you have to get attached to them without looking at the output. You have to love the process. And that's such a cliche thing to say because everyone says you have to love the journey. But it's true. It's really true. And the more that I read books, the more of I fall in love with reading. The more I want to read them. Now, even though my life is kind of miserable right now, I still, there are moments that I still like being, like the moment when I have fun with my friends in the gym, the moments when I have fun with my few friends in the college class, the moment when I am coding, the moment when I am reading. Like these all are present moments in my life, the moments which I will remember after 2 or 3 years. Just like how I remember my classroom days, my school days now. And to all my, if anyone of my school days, if any friend of mine is watching or will watch in the future, just know that I really do remember you and I cherish the times we had together. Even though it didn't seem to me that those days were important, I now realize that they really were. And life passes away quickly, and the more life passes away quickly, and once things are lost, then we start to understand how valuable they really were. But that's human tendency and it's normal. It's not bad, but that's that. So let's get back to the topic. What are the future actions which are needed? The future, fuck, the future actions which are needed is, I will first dumb down my lead code goals because I don't really get enough time. So 6 lead code questions for this week. I will complete my Redux tutorial. I will start my project using React and Tailwind, and I will publish the essay which I am writing. These are the 4 things which I will do. The first thing is 6 lead code questions, then completing my React project tutorial, then starting my React plus Tailwind project, and the fourth thing is publishing the essay which I'm currently working on. Yeah, that's all. Hope you have a great week ahead. Even if you don't have one, still try your hardest and try to make it just a bit better than your last week. Bye.